Oh God, it's like half a second. Grow up.
I know, but it all counts.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit, I forgot why we did that. The reason I thought that was just a fun thing that we did.
Hello, Mahdi, how are you?
Hello, my darlings. I'm alright. How are you? You're looking very gorgeous
Don't
today.
flirt with me and my big fucking tits.
The big fucking tits.
At the end of episode 1, I was like, I wish I had big tits, and now I'm like, give it.
Be
give it.
careful what you wish for.
Should we do the whole episode as
Because you
Pollard and
might
Gemma?
look like this.
What?
Yeah.
I just want to say that Daphne is a beautiful cunt.
Beautiful cunt.
How have you been? How's your week been?
It's been good. It's been alright. I started watching Real Housewives of New Jersey. It's a territory that I haven't been into yet.
You're really into all of that, aren't you?
Well, I just started this year watching
Okay.
Real Housewives, and I don't understand why I didn't get into it sooner. Beverly Hills, probably top tier.
I thought you said, I've never watched it. I thought you said Melbourne. I thought you said Melbourne. Was
Melbourne, supreme tier.
Okay,
If you have never seen the Real House, any kind of Real Housewives, start with Melbourne. It's not the traditional one to start with, but it's.
But I feel like surely if that's like the slap, then you don't want to start with that.
It got cancelled.
Then everything goes downhill, surely.
Like recently.
I
was really upset.
I keep hearing, is someone really famous, like Lisa Rinna, being kicked off a current season or something?
Lisa Rinna's being messy as hell on Beverly Hills at the moment.
But surely that's what they want, isn't it? Isn't it like good telly?
Do you know what? Controversial yet brave opinion. Everyone online hates Lisa Rinna, and I started watching it, and I was like, I don't understand why people hate this woman.
Yeah.
And then people kind of like bullied me a little bit into thinking that I should dislike
who
her.
are people? Say their names.
It's the thoughts in my heads, really. But it's the narrative
Jenny,
that I
Billy.
see online of like, we hate Lisa Rinna. I kind of live for her. I love a villain.
I literally know nothing of her. I know, is that the one that did
Don't talk about
my husband,
Harry
Hamlin.
Hamlin.
Okay, yeah, that is
Yeah.
Jackie Cox. I was like, oh, is that Vanderpump? Trixie's friends with Vanderpump, isn't she?
Well, it's rumoured that Trixie's going to be on the new season of Beverly Hills as a friend.
Oh, ew. That's so
friend
gross.
of the show.
Did you watch American Horror Story Roanoke?
No, but
So-
is that the one where she's in like a game show? And
So I loved it. It was like such a good season, except for the last episode. I think it really boxed.
do you know what? Ryan Murphy, if he knows how to do anything, it's to
Start
make
a
a
TV
great
show.
6-episode series
Honestly,
and then just
absolutely.
completely fizzle
Well, 'cause
out.
that's always been his problem, is that he starts a TV show, just him and Brad and Ian Brennan, I want to say, and then once a couple seasons in, he starts something else, because he's like,
It's the same with like, every single series of
well, that's
American
what,
Horror Story.
well, no, the first two were really good. That's what the problem is. I feel
But
like
I feel like the last few episodes are always kind of fizzle out of every single series. Like
Perhaps,
Asylum,
perhaps.
like that when it all started getting weird and alien.
yeah.
It was like, oh, I could have bounced by now.
Because, like, I feel like apparently I never watched Nip Tuck, but that was really good until we started Glee, and Glee was really good until we started American Horror Story. Horror Story was really good until we started. What's next? It was either Pose or Feud, and then you had a couple like a flop one, like New Normal,
Do you know
whatever.
what?
And then
I'm a terrible queer person. Never
Why?
seen Pose.
it's lit. I've never seen the last season. It is lit.
I feel like it's kind of my job to have seen it as a trans woman, but I just the soundtrack is that slaps. Like I've listened to the soundtrack many a time, but I'm like.
Well, do you know what? And the voguing competitions, that's the theme of today's episode. We'll come back to that, because we've done a few competitions our time, including the Vogue board, remember that?
Do you know what I was thinking the other day? I was like, I don't know why I didn't mention this on the Weirdest Shows episode, because that really was the most uncomfortable show for me.
Yeah, I feel like...
in the club that we both used to work at, you still work at.
I was going to say, do you know something I don't? I've been fired.
And get ready, come out, Steve.
Andy Pipkin, come on down.
We did the Vogue Ball,
Yeah.
where I was asked to host and judge the competition of voguing.
And I was asked to just give a demonstration performance. I just said, what did I do?
I was
It
like,
was
why
like-
are you just not giving both the hosting and the thing to you?
Also,
But then I
I've
was
started
like,
attending...
I look like I'm really lazy. I'm like, I just don't want to do anything.
Well, I mean, I started attending Vogue functions with Rain, and we're going back in this month to be gorgeous.
Go.
But even then, like, I was not like at the place where neither of us had any call to judge. You know?
Was that when your eyelash fell
Oh my
onto
God,
your lip?
we did this
And you
number.
look like Hitler.
We did this number, and my eyelash was just so sweet. It was back before. I think you should use regular lash glue, and not like I'm a cross-dresser. Do a lash glue slaps? I used to, and then I moved on to weave glue.
The black one, yeah.
Well, I guess that's me then, isn't it? Peppa Pig. They do Peppa Pig at the Sea Life Centre. It's not.
Why?
Just like a fun thing for the kids to meet. You know, pigs swim too.
Yeah, you've got fishes to meet.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fish aren't interactive, and you're going to hug Peppa.
Pigs don't swim.
I mean,
Pigs swim too.
In their own
Fucking
filth.
don't. In their own filth, yeah.
We've already began. This is how it goes, isn't it? We've got a really tedious topic like pigs, and I'm like, oh, back to the competitions. But also, if none of you, the people listening on the podcast, can't enjoy the visual scene we're giving you, but you'll see it on the Wednesday. I look Cantina Turner, that's my new drag name, and I'm here with Daphne the apprentice jockey.
I look like Dawn the jockey went to Hot Topic.
Yeah, and she's also...
And got some manic panic.
And Daph's also got her modesty fan.
I'm bored, I'm fucking sweating.
And I'm dripping. Also,
it's dripping.
I work at this place called Tonight Josephine. I think we mentioned the brunch before.
Oh yeah.
But
spice up your fucking life.
Their branding makes me crease.
And that's a promise, not a threat.
Their branding makes me crease because basically they've got all these like neon signs and these. Like, they did a Spice Girls brunch where it says "Spice up your fucking life" on the fan.
But it looks like it's from like a Chinese takeout, like from afar.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even the logo.
Yeah.
It's like Happy Dragon or something. No, but it always made me cackle. And there's like some of the neon signs that I'm like, this is so wild. They've just opened a new one, I want to say in Bristol, and they've put up this big neon sign that says, "This ain't my first time at the rodeo."
I'm surprised it
like,
didn't have fucking rodeo in it. They love throwing in the fucking term.
My favourite one is there's one that says, I don't know which venue it's at, I want to say it's Shoreditch or somewhere, but it says, "Too lit to give a shit." And I'm like, that's so like camp to me, because I'm like, who's ever said that? I want to see those suits. No, but so this episode's about competitions.
Right, so the Vogue Ball. So she was bucking, twisting, doing all kinds of shit with her body that no human should be able to do.
If you know the song, comment below.
And
Pash does know the song. There's this gorgeous, incredible artist called Pasha, who works in the scene, and there's a song from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which I never watched, but Daphne's always really pedal pushing it.
Please, if you watch anything other than Real Housewives of Melbourne, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Tracy.
We've got the list.
Yeah, we do have a list. Maybe we should do a TV episode.
Daph, I felt like for the Halloween episode, every 5 minutes we should change costumes. So we'll do one as like Velma and Daphne. Oh, did you see that new like Scooby-Doo series?
Yeah, she's gay.
I mean, we all
well,
been
is she gay or is it like pansexual?
I don't know. I mean, she's not real.
She's queer.
We don't have to worry for now. I remember Nickelodeon on like World Coming Out Day posted a picture of SpongeBob, and I'm like, is SpongeBob gay? And I was like, I mean, I'm not gagged, but
they bring big non-binary energy.
I was like, if anything, I'd believe Squidward was queer.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so she was bucking, blah 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 blah, and then her eyelash fell halfway through the performance and just landed on the top of her lip.
I just have to be a competitive person.
Not really, to be honest, unless it's something that I really give a shit about, which is like, yeah.
Well, basically, get our episodes out.
There was a story that my parents always liked to tell about when I was a kid and I was in a sports day race and everyone was cheering me on. They were like, yeah, go on. Deleted name. And I literally just stopped halfway through and just looked at them and just went, this is not a race.
Was it not a race?
And then lost. No, yeah, it was a race. It was a race, yeah.
I was like, fuck,
but I got very, very stressed out about it because I don't think I like competitions unless it comes to really stupid things like playing board games and stuff like that. Then there's a little bit of competitiveness, but like for the most part, I don't care enough for competitions.
Yeah,
that's why I'm terrible in drag competitions.
I think. I mean, you've done what you've won like half the ones you've done. Like, so you say you're terrible. That's good. 1 out of 2 ain't bad, mama. And
then when I go back to do like all stars versions of the competitions, I completely flop. Like when I did Portsmouth Drag Race.
I forgot about that. I remember.
And they were that all of the judges got asked, who are you most excited to see back for this All Stars series? And they all said my name, and I was like, oh, I'm ready for this.
And the day before, we'd been at the club, and I said to her, I was like, hey girl, Daph, how are you feeling about it tomorrow? Because I know All Stars are stressful. And Daphne's like, I've got it. Like, I know I'm gonna win. And I was like, good for you, bit. That's the energy you got to fucking have.
I did. I genuinely thought I was going to win. I saw that motley crew that I was up
And then obviously like they didn't post anything immediately on social media. So I was like, oh work. I was like, she's probably just taking it all in. So the next day after, I was like, how was it? She's like, I came last. I was like, oh.
I didn't actually come last. I came. It was a top 3, and there was 6 people in the competition, which is like a very like slim pickings competition.
I mean, technically our All Stars
all
had
of
7.
the 3 people that weren't in the top 3 were all from Brighton. it was me,
you,
Scarlett, and Alec.
Yeah. Work. I feel like I found I've always been quite competitive. I don't know, maybe as long as I remember. I can't remember if I was like as a child. I think I had like so many other things going on, you know, as a traumatized queer person of colour, as we all are. I mean, not the white ones at home because it was Brian, but no, I think even at school, like I definitely recognised I'm the opposite. I really thrive and like competitions, whereas like. Not a set rule, like a set coding, but like I understand what if I do or don't have the skills to do whatever. Like stuff like it's like I've always kind of hated pub quizzes, and every now and again X will be like, "You coming to quiz tonight?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fucking not." A, because you can't win the money, which is a separate thing, but also because I'm like, I don't like doing a quiz. A, because I'm not good at like general knowledge and stuff, so that's useless to me. But also I'm like, every quiz is always like, you don't win unless you win like the wazoo round, and like, yeah, but then I'm like, but then I've just spent my time and energy into something like no matter how well I did in this first part, if I didn't like ace the like blinko round, then I've lost. And I'm like, that's annoying to me. Like,
I wouldn't go to a pub quiz with the aim of winning. I would go, like, do you not find that just that's enough? Like the camaraderie and like it's just fun.
I mean, but I can have that camaraderie outside the quiz setting. Do you know what I mean? I remember in lockdown when all my friends were like, let's do Zoom quizzes. I mean, like all my like dance friends. It was like Jack Grant and like Amy, Josh, Samuel, ties with these people. And every week they'd be like, let's do a Zoom quiz. I remember saying off like the 4th or 5th one, I was like, can we just have the Zoom? Can we just talk? Like we are friends. Like we don't need the backdrop of the quiz to like give us
an era actually.
Yeah, give us like purpose. We need to talk. So what about a quiz? Like, you're my friends, pick up the phone, like, hey, have a key. Also, if you're watching the video at home, this weight loss thing, look at that jaw. I mean, half it's carved off,
it's
let's be real.
off.
Yeah, because even I remember at school, especially, whether it was like, you know, competing for a part in the school musicale, as reference to High School Musical, which is a musical I did at school, which is the first proper musical.
Really?
Yeah. So
I do that.
Yeah, so I was never really into musical theatre. I liked acting, but to be honest, I think it's just because I was at the age, I was maybe like 12, 13, clearly had a lot of like shame around being queer, and I was like, well, acting's like the books version. Acting's like the books version, do you know what I mean? And then, so me and Maggie Dennett and Eric were all in a production of Macbeth. And we got like shit parts. I was actually like handler or something. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then the school was doing a production of High School Musical. And then house was on the same day. So Eric was like, I can't sing. But Maggie and I were like, should we audition? Should we just go for it? And then Maggie's like gone on to a fabulous thing. She went to Oxford and she's like she went MA, and she went to Exeter and her MA Oxford, whatever. But then we did High School Musical instead. We're like, we're really sorry. We can't do both. And like the musical's calling our heart. And then as soon as I started doing it, I was like, girl, you are a faggot. Like, why are you not doing MT? And I was already out as gay at this point. Because I technically came out of school when I was 15, yeah. So I was like, you should have been doing this from the jump. But like, I love good competition. I even like, whether it's writing or headbutt. Hold on, wait there. Do it.
When I was
Talk amongst yourselves.
When I was younger, oh my god, it's okay. My hair's fully stuck to this. So when I was younger, I was in a school production of Midsummer Night's Dream,
it's always
Midsummer Night. No, but they rebranded it to call it Dream On. Ciao.
Any big boobs.
Big boobs.
People at home, the camera just fell, but you guys.
And I gave the audition of my life. All of the kids that used to beat me up, whatever, they were standing and they were applauding. I was by far the best one. I was truly something else. Like, Elaine Page could have never at age 9.
Transcendent, if you will.
And then they cast me as the moon.
Yeah.
Because it was the most gender neutral role that they could give me. Because I was just transitioned. I would have been 11 actually, and so I just transitioned at school. And I was like, I'm gonna make it big in the girl part.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't. I was the fucking moon.
That is so gaggy. Yeah, because I always felt like that's always what they do midsummers. Because I feel like you can cast anyone as kind of like any gender
A
apart.
pack is a boy or a girl
Yeah, it's
or
a-
a thing.
It's a magical elf. And also, you had competitions over the name Ellen. All right? Go on, tell them. What about competitive?
So when I transitioned, obviously we need to stop calling me Ellen. Like, my name is Daphne in drag. I fully just like keep on just being like Ellen this, Ellen that.
What's the people in the comments are doing it too?
There was this girl called Ellen at my school who got very upset when I changed my name to Ellen, and she thought it was like a personal attack on her because I remember being called in and she was just there like I was like, I don't know what to like do in this conversation. I can't be like, okay, well, I'll go back to deed poll and go change it back now. Like,
Deed poll.
yeah, that's right. You change it.
I'm thinking of a doodle poll. Like when you're like, oh, submit when you're free for this meeting. I was like, what?
I originally had the name Ruth. Imagine. I don't know why I was really into the name Ruth.
Especially at age 10. That's like
Sorry, I don't know why I'm just like rubbing on her,
I mean,
like
it's
rubbing
not
on
real.
Miz.
But also, talking about competitions, Mama, here, I might be head girl tonight, but I have my head boy jumper. Okay.
It doesn't say anything on it.
Yeah, it does. Hold on.
I can't see it.
You scratch off the emblem. Yeah, it says right there, head boy at Ratton School.
Rat.
Ratton! Yeah, except the big schools in Eastbourne were Ratton, Cavendish, and Eastbourne Academy, which got done because no, was it ETC before? It was one of the others. No, Bishop Bell. So ETC changed for other reasons, but Bishop Bell got closed and rebranded as something else, which I don't know the name of now, because it turned out the bishop it was named after was a pedophile. So they changed it. I was like,
most of them are.
Gagatandra. But yeah, if you went to Cavendish, the rap people call you Cavendish, and they call us Twatter, and you know, like school rivalry. But yeah.
Oh, those were the days.
I remember I had such flack in my head boy run because it was me, Aidan Purdy, Sam. She need to stop saying people's surnames. PD, edit that in. Me, Aidan, Sam, and Eric.
Always Eric. Always fucking Eric.
And Eric was runner up, so he did a good job. And we got so much ag in that whole process. Firstly, because my first batch of posters got taken down because it was my slogan was, it was a picture of me photoshopped onto Amy Winehouse. It was like, in the words of Amy, it's time to go back to black, vote Tyler Chambers. And then they were like, you can't have that. And I was like, okay.
What Amy picture was that?
Just one that was like black and white and there's like her with her head to the side. So.
Not the fab one where she's got like that pink like bandeau dress with like the little dog on the Talk to Frank album.
No.
Oh, obsessed with that picture. I used to have that hung up on my wall.
Did I tell you my mum dated her dad?
Yes, you did. Yeah. Tell the viewers.
My good, just incredible mother, Carol. Hey girl, hey mums.
Hey girl.
She dated Mitch Winehouse a little bit. I believe she was his dry cleaner and then turned lover. So I got like signed stuff from Amy. Where is it? It's probably at Dad's house. I got signed bits from Amy and stuff. But yeah,
God.
And then I got a new poster because I was known as T Dizzle at school. Really cringe. I mean, it was like, yeah, your face. No, and I had these posters that said, "If you don't want no shizzle, vote for T Dizzle." And I got brought into a meeting about it, and like,
What? Because that sounds like shit.
they're like, Tayris. They didn't say Tayris at the time, of course. But they're like, Tayris, do you know what shizzle means? And I was like, yeah, very cognizant.
Not them educating the youth.
And they were like, well, then why did you put it in? I was like, because I didn't say, if you don't want no shit, vote for my tit. I was like, what do you... And also Sam, everyone kept getting flagged because Sam had these ones that was him squeezing his fake tits and being like, oh, vote for Sam with jugs like these, who wouldn't? And I was like, okay, we are like 15. And you want to hear a cackle? Eric's second posters were lit. Eric has like a big curly hair and it was like after the hair bears. But then his original one, I'm gonna have to tell him that I put this in, but I told him, okay, Tayris, take it down to a 2.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, singing.
I'm still auditioning for High School Musical now.
No, so his original one was him, and it said change underneath, and it had like the blue and red Obama.
Like Obama.
Yeah, it was very topical at the time. So, I mean, yeah, he was still the president when I was. That was his first run as well. Because he came into power when I was in year 7. So yeah, and we we're going through year 11. So I think he was just coming into a second term.
2008.
Gag. Yeah, I started school 2008. Look at
Yeah, same.
1 plus 3
And I
quick
dropped
maths.
out like two years later.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, if about this the only
All
Obama's
of this don't
got.
want it.
No, but I think I've always been competitive. And I think especially like as a queer person of colour, I think who didn't recognise myself in the people around me. Because even I was saying this to, who was I with? Steph, because we went to school together. And she helped me bring back my snake, which I finally got. So you will be seeing Spike on the podcast very soon. But yeah, I was like, oh, I actually kind of love that no one around me looked like me. Because I think it kind of gave me like a racial berry complex, without the racism. But I was like, yeah, of course no one's like me, because I'm one of a kind.
Yeah. I felt that as a tranny.
Yeah.
Like, walking down the halls, you know people are looking
Yeah, and I'm like,
you know people are about to trip you over, but you know you're that bitch.
And it's like, and the only competitions I feel like I didn't thrive in were sports, but I always had the beef with this PE t-shirt. But don't want. We'll come back to that after the break. Gag.
Oh, these need to stop happening. Oh no, they're all popping off.
Busted out all over.
That's actually quite a nice breeze, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if they can't see it on camera. Okay, I hate this. I hate this.
Welcome back
3,
to
2,
the
1.
gag.
You're back in the room. No, so how many drag competitions have you been in?
So I did Lip Sync for Your Life, first time ever competing in drag or doing anything in drag. Won that.
Then did you do Portsmouth?
Then I did Portsmouth, and to be honest, I think that's it. And then I did All Stars for Lip Sync, and then All Stars for Portsmouth.
And what about the Page?
Oh, well, I don't. So I did the pageant 1 year.
No, hold on. You can't miss off the ones you didn't thrive in. You're like, no, I didn't do that one. But yeah, it's okay to have lost.
So I had planned to Heely on the stage, and I didn't know how to Heely. And I thought that it would be really easy to pick up, and so the Heelys came the day of the pageant, and no, like hours before the pageant. I put them on, and I was like, oh shit, this is like an acquired skill. This is not something you can just like pick up. And so I had to like be in full drag and like, do you remember Liam?
Well, Liam, or Vince Vanity, or
helped me down the hill whilst I was
sake,
wearing like full drag, trying to get down there.
Was that still Daphne the 10-year-old?
Yeah, that was still Daphne the 10-year-old.
Also, because guys, I mean, I know like we've all got branding, we're all trying to make something of ourselves. Daphne's old catchphrase is making. What was it? I'd do anything for a yazoo. And I was like, what?
I just really liked yazoos.
I'm like, also, it's like Anubis. For any of you who don't know, Anubis is a milk drinker.
Yeah, she's obsessed with milk.
So she'll come around my house like, you got any milk?
You've got to make sure you have at least 2 pints.
Well, so now I'm like, Anubis, you've got to bring your own milk. Because otherwise, when I go to have my lovely cereal in the morning, my country crisp, strawberry flavoured, I'm like, there's no milk, so Anubis has been gobble, gobble, yummy and whatever. But,
gobble, gobble, yummy, yummy.
That's why she's so tall, isn't it? Like 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, those nails.
Yeah.
Calcium milk.
What? I think they're her tentacles. Like, my tentacles are out, darling. So you've done 5 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then came second.
In 2.
Yeah, because my Portsmouth drag race originally came second.
Who won that?
Who did win that? Oh, Sally Manelli. Salmonella. Something to do with Liza Minnelli and also the bad chicken salmonella.
Okay. Work. I rate that. So how many have I done? I've done.
And then Aaron Shervington won.
Pags, yeah. Who won all
No,
stars?
they won the Pag and also won all
and
stars.
your rival. Okay. It's giving Trinity and Eureka. Except.
Did I talk about when when I was up against so Aaron Shervington, if you don't know, gorgeous
Cabaret
alien,
legend,
like slender, does like amazing stuff with their limbs. I was in a it was the top 2, me and Aaron, and we did Holding Out for a Hero.
Not the
and
Shrek
they
version,
just jumped out into the audience into a split, and there was like no way that I could compete with it. But like as everyone was like looking at Aaron on the floor like doing this split, and then just look up and I hear this like chorus of because I was standing there with a box of heroes.
So, and also...
and Crystal Lubricant was like,
please, give it attention. Also, see, look, you laughed a couple of weeks ago when Smash Shin and Co. and Lady Blue Phoenix were indulging in their yum-yums. You'll call them fatty.
I mean, I'm against me in that story and in that narrative.
You're the villain,
I'm truly the villain in that narrative.
That's always what it is, isn't it? It's like you either live long enough to die a hero, or... Right, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. No, yeah, because how many competitions I've done? My first one was lip sync season 4, which I made the final, but I lost to Rose Gold. And then I wasn't even in the top 2. It was her and Anchovy, and the song was "You Spin Me Round" by Dead or Alive.
Beaten by Anchovy.
I mean,
Anchovy is one of my favourite.
Yeah, also I was like, that's your friend, bitch.
I love her.
And then I won lip sync season 5. I did Mama's drag battle in Leeds, and I came 4th.
Mama's drag battle.
It was Mama Bear. She was so camp, and I came 4th. Then I did The Crown, and I came 4th. And then
4th time of the show.
Yeah, and then I won the Page. So if ever of you don't know, in Brighton have this lovely little thing called the Big Drag Pageant?
Brighton's Big Drag Pageant.
And so there's been
where
4
all
winners.
Heelys are welcome.
There's been 4 winners, but I was the 3rd winner. But the 2 winners prior, Aaron Shervington and Psycho Fag, both quit drag. So by the time I was like, someone was winning my pageant, I was like, there's only one winner. There's not a winner standing. Especially Psycho Fag.
Explains why you won then.
Such an incredible artist, but they're also like, was it a radiographer? And I think during COVID, they're like, I've got very different priorities now, and I was like, yeah, fair enough. No, I felt very lucky to win that, and it was just won by Vlad Von Kitch, and I was one of the judges, and I really thought people were going to think it was rigged, because anyone doesn't know, Vlad.
Related.
Like such a fantastic artist, like makeup out of this world, so original, so unique, never been done before, not afraid to reference or not reference, shit in a bag, eat on it, like
vomit on it.
Yeah, commit incest, but not with me, because I like men, and I couldn't date an alien, but what was I saying? No, also because we're late. But yeah, so our parents have been together for, how old am I now? 25? 25?
You're making it seem like our parents have been together.
Well, I don't understand what Les and Kim do in their own time, none of my business. No. Can you imagine?
Such a mental image in my head of my mum and your dad.
Chocolate and vanilla swirl. No. And they won, and we're like, not biological family, but our family, my parents have been together, they're engaged, they've been together for maybe like 14 years. So I was just treating them as if they're my step-sibling, because they essentially are. And when they found out, put the ring on it, officially, mama, officially, they will be. But, so do you feel like doing the competitions like really enriched you? And like, which one did you find to be the most helpful?
Yeah, to be honest, like, the new, like, crop of, like, people that go to lip sync all the time, and they don't, like, make it through, but they go each week to, like, do a new act. Kind of a bit jealous of them.
Oh my God, honestly.
It sounds like I'm being really conceited to be like, one and done, but like I didn't have that chance of like, because when I first did it, it was the first time I've ever gone out in drag, met anyone, and I won that heat. And then the second time I did drag, it was the finale and I won that. And there was no like getting to know the competitors. There was no like working on my craft, what worked and what didn't work. There was no like judging either. It was just kind of like, you've won, like, great.
Absolutely. And I find like, especially now, I'm lucky enough that I now get to host lip sync, which is like really lovely and feels very full circle, and I'm now on my 4th season of hosting it. And I say to them, like, I was like, I don't think doing multiple heats puts you at a disadvantage.
No,
so I won one heat in season 4, I immediately made the final. And I was like, well, I've only performed like once or twice in drag before that, so I'm just really undercooked, and I don't have the craftsmanship yet to win. So then when I came back the following season, it took me like 4 heats. And some of the numbers I made in that, some of them were trite, but some of them I still like performed for such a long time. Like the Gay Sick Bitch, that one I do all the time, which is like the big hun pleaser act. I didn't even win the heat, I lost that heat.
I can tell.
I used to have this teacher at school called Miss Dean. She was a cunt. I think she still works actually. I mean, I don't think she's listening to this either. And she used to do this thing that was so ableist and rude. And if you like were like, if you didn't get something, you were like, it's this. It's like this. She'd go, and I was like, and at the time I was like, oh, Miss Dean, how funny.
She sounds like me.
And I'm like, Jesus. Whatever,
Minga, your mother works at McDonald's.
No, she didn't do that.
People did know about that. I wasn't being gaslit.
I never. Oh my God! Because I'm not familiar. Are we not allowed to learn?
No, you were like, that never fucking happened. No, you literally just come up with that on the spot.
No. Listen, see, that's what we're saying. These competitions, like Ellen's not giving me the chance to do, like Dear Daff is snubbing me. You don't get the chance to grow and blossom. How am I supposed to learn new things, Daff? If every time I come up with anything, you're like, no, you're a piece of shit. So I was like, no, if she had her way, I'll be cotton picking new garments for her. But...
That did not come from Petey. Edit it out. But no, I am like jealous and like of these like new little crop of queens, because it's like it's nice, and they have like a community, and they have like it doesn't feel like it's like very like mean spirited, whereas like on my first one, Violet Valentine came up to me and went, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Oh, hi, I'm Daphne. Hi, you're right." And she was like, "Yeah, we'll see." Yeah. And I was like, okay. And she was like, yeah, a lot of people either love me or hate me. I was like, okay, cool. So you're just telling me that like half the people you meet hate you.
Yeah, and you're like, I can
what a great introduction.
I can really see which camp I'm falling into. No, and I think that's such a big part of it, actually. Just the chance to trial stuff out. Because I feel like you and I, like, now at the point where like we're established, I don't like our brand or like anything wank, but like, you know, people know what they're expecting from us at one of our gigs. They understand our blueprint. When you want to try something that you feel like is really out of your comfort zone, it's like, where's the space to do it? Because now I'm like, where do if I want to do something that's really drastically different from what I do, where do I go to do that? Yeah. Because I'm booked like, you know, this brunch, and this Beyonce brunch is like specifically Beyonce, and certain things work at the club, and certain things work at like Proud Cabaret and stuff, and it's like, well, where do I go to suddenly be like, okay, here's this really rogue thing.
I did once re-enter lip sync to practice a number, but Baby was hosting it at the time and completely forgot I won and just crowned me again. To be like, sorry, I kept the money, but I was like, sorry, I can't do it, I've already won. She was high off her ass. She was like, did you? I don't remember
on live, not that Baby would ever indulge. Loved her verse last week. Hands up, hey mate!
Should have won.
I was like, I'm so sick of these group wins. Speaking of competitions, these group wins on Drag Race.
Yeah.
I know, like, listen. If I was ever on that television show and I won the girl group challenge, I'm not gonna be like, well, I want to sing, like, well, I never lip synced, but I'm like, yeah, but if 6 people win it and like 5 don't, I'm like, you literally had to be on the unlucky half to not win this challenge. Anyway, but Baby's fucking incredible, as we've already established. No, because I think my favourite competition I've done is probably. I wish I'd done.
Blimey.
Yeah, that was a freshest flu.
You're welcome, ASMR listeners.
She's been getting with all these tweens again. Going back to being 10 years old.
Stop spreading stuff like that.
Excuse me, lady.
That's very dangerous to say things like that.
Are you a married man, Mrs. Daphne?
Man?
It was a crow. Oh, so, okay, right. Speaking of Halloween costumes, jumping, we've got a Halloween episode coming.
I'm not doing Bubbles and Desiree.
Oh, she's already spoiled it now. Don't you think Daff and I,
I'm not.
as Bubbles
I just
and Desiree,
know exactly where you're going with that.
Yeah, because when it's right, Baba. It's not right. But no, yeah, competitions. I feel like doing the pageant, for me, felt really powerful. Because I think especially a lot of the other ones, like, you're crowd pleasing in a way, and you still are doing that. But I feel like the pageant, in retrospect now, because I didn't do pageant 1 or 2, because I was like, I'm not. I was like, I know, because I am a competitive person.
Because you saw me in my Heelys and you got frightened.
I was like, Mama.
You threatened.
Threatened with an F. I didn't recognise that, Dan. Threatened. No, I definitely didn't recognise that.
I don't have a bad F.
It's okay. Well, listen. Also, you're gonna have to comment at home. So Tayris had a slight bit of a lisp, which is a problem when she names herself Tayris, you know, but, you know, she's got to live with that. That's her cross to bear. And Daphne has a soft F. So if you listen, she'll be like, I think that this Thursday we should join a throuple.
You were the only person that's ever told me that, so hence why I don't believe it.
Jack Watson Price confirmed it, actually, so...
He smells of condensed milk.
Oh, not my
I love
king.
you, Jack.
You started doing spin classes.
I know. Spinny lady.
Yeah, excuse me, spinny lady. I never watched that. It's like Charity Shop 2. I just know the quote.
Yeah, do you know what? I've never actually properly
I didn't get it. And then he was just like, I loved it. And then she didn't get to meet
Excuse me, lady. You're supposed to be on Bloody Tales. That's all I know.
Yeah, innit? And I was like, and when Crystal was doing her impression on season 3, I was like,
Excuse me, darling.
I was like, I feel like this is what I know to be true of her, but I feel like it's because I don't know anything of her.
Never seen her work.
Yeah, never seen. She doesn't have the range, darling.
Doesn't have the range. And Pia Turner, God love her, but she doesn't have the range.
What about Shirley Bassey? Doesn't have the range.
Doesn't have the range.
That's you. Well, I know, but I don't have the range. No, I think that. Yeah, I still love competing because I feel like, especially, I'd like to be even quite cognizant of my skill set and like my flaws and my strengths. I don't know, maybe it's just because I feel like drag is like really, how wank, this is how emotional, but like, drag is really me when I'm at my absolute best. And then, you know, so I get excited during competition. So I'm like, well, if on paper, if I'm on top form, I want to see how my top form stacks into other people's top forms. And you do competitions like The Crown, where I'm clearly not on top form, And
I think you did well.
I did well in the first half. I did this. There's this competition in London called The Crown. It's run by Tuck Shop, and I think we mentioned it last week, but my season was run by Vanity Milan, who as you've seen her perform in general, just blew us out the water. We were just like, it was like just watching the clock, like, oh, when am I going to be put to rest? I almost felt like a dog, like who's on his way out. I was like, please just let me slip onto the next live. But yeah, it's on those competitions. All the other competitions we've done are like standalones, like here's the heat and then it's the final. Or like, here's the one night.
But that was a regular weekly. You had to turn up every single week.
It's like NADC and they give you a theme and I remember I really struggled, especially aesthetically, because firstly at the time did I have any custom garments? I literally only had the third shout out in a row. I only had the Dalmatian print jumpsuit from Fusion One Steel. But I was like, and again, we were giving themes, and I remember like the Camp Diva week and Dolly Parton. I didn't find the photo because I didn't even bother to fucking look. You're not getting it. But I wore a pink leopard dress, and I just looked horrid. And then that
was my wig.
Yeah, I acknowledge that. And I looked horrid. And I remember the judges saying to me, oh, your aesthetic's like not really mashing up. And I was like, I don't know what to do, because Vanity's husband is a seamstress. Ashley Fox is an incredible seamstress, but she only sews for herself. Anna Tony's housemate was a seamstress, and Sissy Lee's husband just unfortunately luckily came from a lot of money. So like, unfortunately for me, mama. I remember Camp Diva week. Sicily got Bette Midler, and he bought her one of like the Big Mermaid tail as a reference to that thing. And I was like, that's so cunt. And there's me like, working 95. Can't wait to.
Why'd you come around here looking like that?
Here comes my baby. No, but I do really I think competitions are really enriching. I
feel like I would creatively benefit from doing a competition that's like that, like doing something weekly. Yeah. My trouble is I just don't care. I don't care.
Who is that? Is that Cilla Black?
Cilla Black.
I just worked with Silly Black in Chichester, did musical bingo.
I just think I would give up too easily, and that's why I would be terrible on Drag Race, because I just wouldn't care.
Yeah, I love you. I've definitely noticed, like, which is a blessing and a curse in those sort of situations. I feel like I'm so driven that I like run myself into the ground. Yeah. Whereas I feel like you're the opposite, where even if there are things you could really succeed at, you're like, not feeling you.
Nah,
put it in the bin.
Second things get rough, I'm bouncing by.
Yeah, well, okay, want to hear some behind the scenes tea about the Crown number, which I don't even know if Chris knows. So it's basically the first week was movie themes, and we're all given themes. For some reason, I just got a really obscure one. I was like, I'm not really a movie watcher anyway. I'm more of a YouTube Pokemon Let's Play kind of gal. And
she watches like fish videos.
Coral Fish 12G, yeah, slap. Yeah, also because it was in the background of a video, and Daphne was like, "Are you watching porn?" I was like,
because there was two topless guys in a lake.
I was like, "What? Watching porn?"
And they were fishing, but I didn't know that they were fishing. So I was like, "Where are they trying to grab? Like, what are they trying to do with their hands?" Yeah, they're trying to grab
those muscles, clam, or whatever.
No, then I really thought you were watching porn.
Yeah, not kind of porn I watch, man. No, but what was I just saying? We do this every week.
You got a really ridiculously niche.
Oh yeah, so it was like somebody had like comedy, somebody had action. I remember Misney, who was also in the competition for that last week, had horror. I got thriller noir, and I was like, it's because I'm black? No, I was like, that actually means nothing to me. So I cobbled together this burlesque routine. I was like kind of based on like all black and white movies and stuff. And I was like, I've got this burlesque routine, but I hadn't done Fat Cabaret yet. I think I had, but I was like, I'm not body posy enough. So I remember trying to scrap my shit together, and I was quite ill. I messaged him on the Saturday, being like, I'm really ill, I felt like I had to pull out. And then on the Monday, we just been like, I'm really sorry, like, I'm too ill, I can't make this work. I was like, so when I'm all bunged up and horrid, I'm not getting naked in front of people like, you like my tatas? And then Misney was eliminated, and Chris messaged me a couple of days later. I was like, to be honest, girl, I think you're lit, and I think we'd have made it through this week anyway, so just come join again next week. And I was like, oh, thanks. But I mean, part of the reason I did the competition was because Misney was doing it, and she drives. So I was like, oh, I can keep driven up every week. We're clearly going to make, she won the first week. I was like, we're clearly going to make the final. And then week 2, so I've been chopped. I was like, oh, well, train journeys for me. No, but I like competing a lot.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you like a bit of competing.
Yeah. What do you feel like is your strongest asset in drag? Wig styling?
Clearly coming up with answers on the fly. Not wig styling.
Yeah, I like the snag detail. It's got a good the secret fabric.
You're so horrid.
We are naughty.
I don't know, like definitely coming up with mixes is my number one.
You're very funny. Very funny.
Thank you very much. Bucking and dancing, not so much.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think jack of all trades, master of none. No, I don't know. That's so wank. I think, I don't know.
That laugh was so obnoxious.
Also, wait.
Stop.
I just want to do that boo bar noise again for people at home. That's gonna be a callback every season.
Jesus Christ.
No, I think I don't know. My strongest strength is in drag. Maybe like as an abstract concept, my determination or my like. I don't know. That sounds really wank.
I think your grit.
I do grind my teeth. Yeah.
Tea makeup.
Yeah. Tea makeup. What? Oh,
tea makeup.
Wow. Okay.
No, I think I think your, in terms of my opinion, is your stamina.
What's that? Even when I know it's going poorly, keep going.
I think because like the amount of times that I'm just like, oh, whatever, I can't be arsed. Like as soon as things get like a little bit rough, I'm like, right, I can't. Whereas you have like a very go-getter attitude at all times, which I wish that I could like
muscle out.
Yeah.
I'm a bit tit, but you know, I think regardless, either one, well, I think we're both incredible artists. I think the competitions we've done have really not only bonded us, but like really reminded us of what we're good at. So I feel like we both need to just keep trucking.
That was real. I was waiting for a joke there. That was real. This is real.
Spoilers. I mean, no, we're recording this before the episode's aired, but we know Pepper sent Copper home.
Right, thank you so much for joining us this week, my darlings.
I think this episode's going to be so offensive to the ear. Although
the amount of times you're like, whoa! Sorry, I just wanted to do the boo bar noise.
Yeah, well, you just contributed. So, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. I've been Tayris.
I've been Daphne.
And this has been, we couldn't say it at the start, I realised, the gang!
Bye.